Well, if you want to experience Oklahoma's country and western history firsthand and up close and personal, it's certainly easy to do with the state's growing agritourism industry. Joining me now in studio is our Lisa Hines.
That's right, Rob. I went on the latest agritourism rolling workshop, and it was wet and I was cold, but I was still amazed by what I saw. While the rain kept us away from one of our destinations in south central Oklahoma, it couldn't put a damper on anybody's spirit or take away from getting ideas to bring back home. Weather can be challenging at times, especially for tour groups, but not for this tour group.
Today you see it's raining, and so everyone's very thankful for that, even though it might dampen us a little bit being out trying to trudge through it. For the ag people, it's a great blessing.
Lori Coates is with Oklahoma Agritourism and says this tour is designed to show those who want to how to.
We use these opportunities to allow our agritourism producers to ride a bus with us and to go see other farms and ranches that have opened their barn doors and their gates to have tourists come on their farms for diversification of income. It allows their producers to get other ideas, to network with other producers, and to just hear speakers that talk about subject of interest.
And experience firsthand, or if it's raining, stand on the porch and see how to do things a little differently. Like using round bales of hay to make a hay maze and castle like the one Larry Brown makes each year.
The hay castle is something that I came up with about 5 years ago. I wanted to build a house or a castle out of hay and make something that's kind of different, and that actually castle that you'll see right there is 3 stories high. It does have a staircase inside that goes from the first level up to the second level, and then a different staircase that goes from the second level up to the top to the third level. That thing has close to about 40,000 pounds of hay around it, stacked around it.
Further on down the road is the B&B Shiloh Morning Inn, standing high on a hill with warm treats waiting inside. David Fow is the owner and resident chef.
It's a lot of fun. We have met so many interesting people since we've been here over the last 2 years. We really enjoy it. You know, in the beginning we wondered what we got ourselves into, but now that we've been out here, we've got our feet under us, and we feel like that not only are we having a good time, but we provide a service for people from large cities that come out to the country to relax, and we really provide that for them.
According to Lori, the agritourism workshop experience is quite useful.
I think that just like anything else, it's a community, and so therefore as small business owners and working on rural economic development, it just keeps people fresh, it keeps them sharp, it gives them topics and things they need to know about, tax issues, customer service, marketing, advertising. It also lets them talk with the other business owners to see things that have worked for them and haven't worked for them.
Like small business owner John Knight, who has been on all but one of the rolling workshops and is still getting ideas.
I learn something every time. You know, something that I didn't know. Today I learned a wealth of knowledge about tax that I've been paying for 60 plus years, and you learn something every day, especially on the tax laws. And I've picked up some information about insurance, which is always helpful.
For Nancy Johnson, also a veteran workshop participant, it's more about what not to do.
We've learned what we didn't want to do. Because I always like to do everything, so we are not doing the pumpkin patch because I can't fit that in with my business, but I really wanted to do the pumpkin patch.
They even learn how to come up with creative names for their businesses, like Deborah Alexander and her family did when naming their winery.
Because it was a hardware store and we found a lot of rusty nails in the back, and we were trying to come up with something that would go along with wine, and I really didn't care what we called it. My 2 daughters were the ones arguing over what it's going to be called, and one of them said, well, why don't we just call it the Rusty Nail? I said, that sounds fine to me. That's good.
You be the judge.
But when it really comes down to it, Mary Yawn, who is new to the workshop, knows the heart and soul of what agritourism is all about.
You know, and our goal is to have a pumpkin patch that urban kids and even some rural urban kids can come out and enjoy what my family and my boys enjoy every day that we take for granted. Wide open spaces, to be able to run your hand over a pig, you know, those sensory things that they never get.
And that's what the rolling workshops are for, to help small businesses succeed so everyone can enjoy rural Oklahoma.
It is the heart of Oklahoma. small business is very critical to the economic stability. We are an agricultural-based state, and tourism is the third largest industry in the state of Oklahoma. So when you couple those together, it's really the heartbeat of what makes Oklahoma strong.
That is good.
This was the 6th Agritourism Rolling Workshop, and I can tell you that each one has had something new to learn. And who knows, maybe someday I just might try my hand at being an agritourism destination.
So for someone like yourself that's interested in going into this business, what type of investment are we talking about?
Really, it doesn't take much. You can diversify with just a small amount of land. Nancy tells me of a time she and her husband went to Tuscany, and there they have 1 to 4 acre plots where they grow their own food, they have wineries, it's a place to stay, and they even provide employment for their families. Now, we have some of those venues right here in Oklahoma, and it really doesn't take a lot of land or even a lot of money to create one of these things, but it does take a lot of hard work.
That's certainly true, certainly true. Well, we'll be talking more about agritourism just a little bit later in our show. Thank you so much, Elisa.
You're welcome, Rob.